love and my faith for God. That's number one. Number two is going to be the most important person in my entire life, the most important human being in my entire life, Eugenia Rochelle Tunstall.
Hey.
The person we got rings on that's matching, okay? If it's one person on this planet that's gonna make sure that my head don't get beat, she gonna make sure that no matter how many times we do these premieres and I walk out with a championship belt and the fireworks go off and the people are screaming and if we're out to eat and people are saying they want to take a picture with me, she gonna sit down, sit down. I was gonna make time for this regardless, no matter what, because I'm like, I wanted to do this. So
I appreciate that. Yeah. Appreciate that. Check. The place is here. The time is now. You are tuned into the lunch table. You got your boy Savo in the building, and I am blessed with a special guest. A special guest. We got a future mogul in the building. I'm claiming it here. Don't tell the people who you are, bro. Please introduce yourself.
What's going on, everybody? I am Elrico Tunstall, aka the writer, director, producer of 3 feature films currently. They call me the Notorious Manager of the Year. They call me the Czar. They call me Head of the Table, the Tribal Chief. Oh, man, I can just keep going on and on, but Favor's not here to do that, so I'm Elrico tonight. The Elrico era is official.
Okay. Yeah. So you side note, you say Favor's like no offense, like the Flavor Flav to your Chuck D?
Yeah, or I would say he's my Paul Heyman.
Okay.
Like, he's my guy that every event I do, he brings me out.
Are you Brock? Are you Roman?
I'm Roman. I'm Rock. I'm Roman. I'm Bloodline. Samoan Dynasty all day.
Paul Heyman, he co-signed a lot of guys.
Yes,
He's definitely gonna go down as one of the GOATs, bro.
Oh, hands down.
Oh my God.
Hands down.
I digress.
All right.
So we do have Mr. Elrico in the building. Once again, blessed to have you here. Yes. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Let's get into you, starting off, get into your background. How did you uproot into the man that you are today? Go ahead and spill.
Man, I uprooted into the man I am today because really my family, man, and my faith and everyone who instilled and poured into me and all the situations I've gone through up to this point has created the persons you see before you. Life made me who I am right now. I wasn't born like who I am. There was a whole different path that I thought I was going to be on. I thought I was going to be 6'4" and be in the NBA by now, or at least on my last year. Yeah. I thought I'd be dueling with LeBron as a 44-year-old, but okay, anyway, it didn't happen. But every lesson I learned from the military, man, to my parents, make sure I'm in church on 5 out of 7 days a week, and growing up with an older brother who protected me, but also made me almost inferior when it came to the little brother complex, has made me into the person I am today, man. So
okay,
yeah.
As far as your roots, are you from Pensacola?
Born in Pascagoula, Mississippi. Ooh. Singing River Hospital, man.
I can never spell that damn
Yeah. But born there, man, Pascagoula, but raised right here in beautiful Pensacola, Florida.
Okay, well let's get into your occupation and where you're at today.
Okay.
When did you know that you wanted to make film, and what inspired you to do so?
I would say this. It probably came in 2010. Is when I realized that film was going to be my destination of what I'm supposed to do. I retired from the military around about that year, and due to some circumstances that I went through, which you might get to delve into, but it kind of forced me into changing my whole path, because I was coaching high school basketball at Escambia High School with Sherman McCants. I was a very successful coach too up there, actually city champions. But during that summer break, things happened that allowed my path to kind of change, and I watched an episode of The Kardashians and saw LA and said, you know what, let me go try it out. And just by doing that and really just following my faith and kind of listening to a higher power, it allowed me to go out, man, to LA and kind of find myself. And before you know it, I was in film school. So, yeah.
Well, hey, we going down the list. We're going to get into you in film school. I don't have to present it. We segue on your own. I'm going to throw you that alley you, but you dumped it yourself. Let's dive into your time and your tenure in film school and your experiences in film school and little nicks and knacks that you took from film school that you're in placing into what you're producing today?
Yeah. Well, I would say film school was eye-opening. It was very eye-opening. And what it did was it taught me the basic principles. It taught me camera work. It taught me how to write. It taught me a production side. It kind of gave me the books of what I'm supposed to do. And I appreciate every single moment and minute of being in film school. But the day that I decided to leave film school and say, you know what, I want to go out and I want to just do it. I think I've learned enough. And I did, because I picked up a lot just being around other filmmakers. And film school, like I said, it taught me a lot. But ultimately, the biggest teacher was life. Was life and all the lessons I went through. LA Film School, from the first day I got there, I had the mindset of being a casting director. And being a casting director meant that I was able to be a gatekeeper, because I started out on the acting side. And on the acting side of things, there is like a gate that you got to go through that they're not letting many African Americans kind of go through in the industry, especially in Hollywood.
So you're answering my question. I don't mean to cut you off being
Oh,
truthful, but you're answering the questions that I have for you.
Yeah.
Because what I was going to say is, because you pretty much just said you started off, your aspirations was acting. I was going to ask, as far as you writing, did you or were you writing before film school, and film school pretty much sharpened your tools, or you just said you started writing in film school? Which of the two?
Yeah, so film school gave me the tools. I wasn't writing before then. As a matter of fact, while in film school, like I said, my main concentration was on casting. Like, I wanted to be a casting director. On every set that I was on, I was the guy that was sweeping the floor. I was the guy that was carrying out the equipment. I was the guy that was help put up the lights, doing the boom mic. Like, I never touched the camera. I never wrote anything. Like, I was always just like there to help, but I was soaking in everything. I didn't actually get into writing until, I would say, probably my fifth year back here in Pensacola. Like, I deeply got into it, because I knew I had a set of goals that I had to complete before I could say, you know what, I'm ready to start penning and writing everything that I came up with in my head. So the writing was just, it was taught to me at film school, but I really didn't apply it until about 5 years of me being back home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As far as your films, from what I've known, from what it has been published thus far, we have 3 films. 2 which was released this year, 2024, which is a blessing and unheard of coming from the Panhandle, and I do give you your flowers on that.
Thank you.
But I digress from this, but I have to know, because this is overall what made me seek you out. Okay. Because initially I was like, okay, maybe he's too busy for little old me, maybe he just doesn't have the time, but it was after the first movie, Sacred. I have a few bit of questions on that, but it was how bad and the pressure and how much I saw people wanted to see you fail, and how much I saw people try to reject you and try to defame you, or try to just make you out to be a liar, and that she's not basically just telling you no. I seen too many people tell you no, and you said, you know what, I got 2 more for y'all next year.
Oh yeah. And
I actually saw these on streaming platforms, because it was all on social media. Like, you're not gonna be on streaming platforms.
Yeah.
I saw them on streaming platforms. With Sacred, I was there at the Wahoo Stadiums. I was there. That was dope. Yeah, I was there. That was dope. And What the Heart Wants. What the Heart Wants, I did catch that on streaming platform. Shout out to Jeff Sapp. So the proof is in the pudding. So that is why that's why I earned my respect.
Thank you so much.
Because I saw the no.
Yes.
And that didn't stop you. Because that stops a lot of people. Oh, they told me no. Let me go into hiding until this shame diminishes.
Yes.
Like, bring it on.
Bring it on. Bring it on,
like,
man.
That's what, like, I resonate with that so much. I resonate with that so much. Because, like, we was talking, I've been doing this for years. Only because you're not going to tell me no. Yeah. You're not going to tell me I can't do this. Like, what? You know who you talking to? But no, definitely it was that was like, okay, I gotta at least introduce myself to this man somehow. So nice to meet you.
Yes, sir. Pleasure to meet you too, man. I mean, that whole time frame that I went through of I would call it rejection, right? But I call it setting me up for success, because
stepping stones.
I needed to go through that, because it allowed me to shed off a lot of people who were around me that at the time were fake. I had a lot of fake people around me, man. Like, Sacred was the biggest learning lesson that I ever went through. Because, like I said, there were so many people attached to me, and people were just riding my coattail to try to get what they ultimately wanted. As soon as they saw a little bit of trouble, man, like I said, I ride around the truck called the Dark Knight. It's my Batmobile, right? And I consider myself to be almost like the Batman persona. And by that, I mean, like, by me helping people, I create so many more enemies.
Christian Bale or Robert Pattinson?
Oh, Christian Bale. Oh, my God. Christian Bale, man. Come on. That ain't even a question. Christian Bale all day.
I digress.
But, yeah. But ultimately, though, man, just creating those enemies, people that, want to attack me, I still fight. I'm going to fight them. I'm not just going to stand back, and just let them. What I'm going to do by fighting, what I mean is I'm going to show them, hey, you can say what you want to, but my work is going to show exactly who I am. And I think in 2024, we showed the world, because we're sitting at 300,000 views right now on one film, and getting ready to release another one that's going to we're looking at probably like 1 million on that one, because it's going to be huge.
And I've seen real deal big platforms try to take you down.
Yes, they come after me.
Like, I've witnessed it, and still see you come back.
Yeah.
And have more to come.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
It's there. The proof is in the pudding, so there's nothing else to say on that.
Oh, yeah.
But once again, digress, but I gotta ask you this before I leave. We're talking about Sacred. I've seen Sacred. Sacred was a good film.
Yes.
The ending. That cliffhanger, dude.
What's
What's up with that cliffhanger, dude? Is Sacred 2 in the future somewhere? Because for the people that witnessed Sacred, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That cliffhanger at the end was too juicy for you to just say, what was that?
Yeah.
No. That cliffhanger was almost as good as the whole movie.
Yeah.
When we gonna find out what the
Okay, so I would say this. December 28th, we're going to be at the Wind Creek Casino. If you missed the fairgrounds, okay, everybody that's at the fairgrounds kind of know where I'm going with this. If you want to know more about Sacred, come to Atmore on December 28th.
So it is in the same universe.
You're gonna find out.
Oh my God!
You're gonna find out. You're gonna find out. Everything that I do
that was my beef.
As a writer, I created the Sacred universe. Everything's connected to it. Because if you watch What the Heart Wants, you'll see little things that are dropping there.
Easter
eggs, yeah. You know what I mean? So just imagine December 28th. That's what I'm going to tell you. If you want to know more about Sacred, December 28th, Atmore Wind Creek Casino.
I'm about to say, plug that officially.
Yes.
Plug that a couple times, man, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is where the flyer comes in.
There you go. More to come on Sacred, guys. Stay tuned.
But no, we talked about you in film school, and you leaving film school and actually applying the tools and the knowledge that you acquired from film school.
Yeah.
So let's tap into your actual filmmaking process. Can you give us some pinpoints on your filmmaking process? How you start with the idea of a film, the casting of it, just the over. Just give me the recipe, please, sir.
Well, I'll give you a couple of the ingredients of my thought process whenever I'm creating a film. First off, people. People are the biggest ingredient in the recipe in the gumbo that we make. When I meet individuals throughout my travels of going everywhere, especially nowadays, they don't even know it, but I'm sitting here and I'm casting them in my mind. As you talk, the more I'm around you, like if I ask you simple questions, because I see something before you even see it. And as you're doing that, you're being placed in my brain. So when I do the writing process, I've met you already. So all I'm doing is I'm creating characters who are already you, but I'm just going to turn you up by 10, or either turn you down by 10. You mentioned Jeff Sapp.
Shout out.
Jeff Sapp plays Stephen Mahomes in What the Heart Wants. Jeff Sapp is Stephen Mahomes, just turned up.
That's mean.
Yeah, that's it. And I met Jeff Sapp in 2018. He didn't even know that he was already being written in as a character that was going to come along one day and become one of the biggest independent films ever made in this entire Gulf Coast. But it was already being done. So that's one of the secret ingredients that I will give you as far as me as a filmmaker is the people.
Got a lot of Vince McMahon in you, I'm hearing. Cause I'm hearing it. I saw Mr. McMahon too.
Oh yeah,
I'm listening. Man. I'm like, because that man is, say what you want. The man was a genius. He was a winner.
He's a winner. He's a genius. I mean, for him, man, like my whole thing, I love the WWE. I grew up with it. A lot of things you'll see with me, far as just a businessman, I model after that. Like I'm real big on merchandise. I'm real big on promotions.
I see the belts.
Yeah, the belts, like all that stuff. Like everything that I do, I see it as marketing because you can't miss a moment. You can't miss a moment. So when you hit me with the, hey man, come on the show, this is a marketing moment. Why am I going to turn this down? I'm not in a position right now to be telling people no. I need to be connecting with everybody that I can. So one day when your show blows up and you've got 50 million, streamers and subscribers, I can say, man, I did a show back in the day, man. I was on there and we got a connection. So yeah, man, I view everything as an opportunity.
Speaking of that, as far as like you say, your merchandise and as far as you branding as well, being multifaceted and well, as far as being accepted in the whole house, being a household name for everyone, can you expound on the importance of making family friendly content, or at least content to where everyone can enjoy it and not just a certain demographic, and then the other ones are like, okay, that's not for us. That's for the older people. That's not for the older people. That's for the younger people.
Yeah.
Or that's not for the secular people. That's more for the sacred type people.
Yeah.
Like, can you give me the importance of being diverse as far as not really diverse, but family friendly to where it can be played anytime?
Exactly. And that is a fantastic question, man. When you think about that question, you have to take and look at it from different angles, right? And as a writer, as we was going back to that, as a writer, you want to create something where, everybody can sit there and watch it. You want to also create something that people can watch more than once. Now, that's the most important thing. I do not want to be a creator who makes, for musicians that's watching right now, you don't want to make a song that people just play one time and then they don't want to hear it no more. Same way with my product. I want to make a movie that families can watch every Christmas. They can watch every Valentine's Day.
Facts. They
can sit down and watch multiple times. So that's one part of it. But the family dynamic of it is that I want to be able to touch the youth, which you'll see that in Southern Village and in What the Heart Wants. I want to be able to touch relationships, which you'll see that across all my movies. I want to be able to touch even on racism, which I did that heavily in the new project, Southern Village. I want to be able to touch on different subjects that's all inclusive. So as long as I'm doing that, I believe I'm on the right track as far as bringing in everybody.
All right. So you mentioned earlier that you had some tours in the military.
Yes.
Can you talk on that briefly? Then I have a question on that.
Yeah. 2 tours in the military. The first with the first of the 506 2ID. Served with them over in Baghdad. The second one was 212 Infantry, still a part of 2ID, but we ended up dissolving first of the 506. And if you ever seen a movie called Band of Brothers, it was on HBO years ago, but if you get a chance, check that out. But I was a part of that regiment. North Korea, we got taken from North Korea and they moved us to Iraq and dissolved 506. So, but I served 2 tours with 2 different branches there. And it was, like I said, it was a time in my life that kind of changed me too, as well. That's part of those experiences we talked about earlier in the interview that kind of made me who I am today. Yeah.
I have a little taste of it, so I'm pretty much I know as far as the boot camp process, but as far as your tenure in the military and your experience, does that have any effect on your work ethic today?
Oh yeah, heck yeah, man. My people and my team that's around me. Shout out to my team when they get a chance to watch.
They're gonna make it work if you go to the military.
Oh yeah,
gonna work.
Oh yeah, they're gonna make you work. They're gonna make you work. And my crew that I have, my studio now, from my ADs all the way down to my PAs to my actors, I am the type of person where I don't get tired. And for me not to get tired as a leader, it trickles down to everybody who's up under me because they see me constantly moving. They see me with the energy. Like, I can't be low drag and expect my people to be high energy.
And they see you wouldn't ask them to do something that you wouldn't
do. Exactly. Picking up a broom, moving a table, doing anything of that nature. They know I'll do it. So, yeah, for me, man, that's just, I mean, that's pretty much basically it on that, yeah.
In reference to the military, we're going to still segue over, but it still correlates in a way. Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yes.
PTSD.
PTSD hits home personally to me. I deal with it. I currently will say that I'm not on the other side of it, but I've learned to manage it. Part of this movie that we just released, and that's going to be premiering on December 28th again at Wind Creek and Atmore, is based off of my time that I spent in Arkansas at a rehab facility for PTSD. In there, I was taught to actually face the trauma, to actually speak on it, to be able to deal with it head on. And from doing that, I think that also helped me when it came to writing and finishing this movie, Southern Village. But PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, or as I said the other night, post-traumatic stuck disorder, is something that not only just stops military people from moving forward, but even individuals dealing with it in their home and relationships, kids growing up, even people have it from car accidents. I mean, it's a real thing.
That's exactly what I was getting at. Like I said, you segued before me. So thank you. I guess. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
But no, definitely. I was going to say, people. What I want to emphasize is that yes, there's a lot of PTSD in the military, but everyday people encounter PTSD.
Yeah.
And it comes in all forms. And you can get PTSD. You can be traumatized anywhere from anything.
Oh yeah.
If it ain't working, don't worry about it. I think we got enough of the clips.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Post-traumatic PTSD can come in many forms, and as far as healing it and fixing it, because it can come in so many forms, are you an advocate for therapy, and do you believe that people should go to therapy?
My wife is probably going to really love that question, because she's a huge advocate for therapy, and yes, I am too. Like I said, if it wasn't for me checking myself in Arkansas, and actually taking those 2 months to recalibrate myself, to get myself right, and to deal with everything head on, and talk about the issues, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. We wouldn't be having this conversation. There wouldn't be a third movie getting ready to drop. So yeah, I am an advocate for therapy. If you're going through it, please talk to somebody.
Yeah.
as far as myself, I've released so many damn episodes. This is my therapy.
Yeah. But we all have different ways of dealing with it. Like for myself, every single morning. Now I'm not The Rock. I'm not ripped. I don't, have the body of a Greek god. But all my friends, they all know I start my day in the gym. Every day. I get up, and it might be from the PT that they embedded in my brain every morning, but every morning I have to get up and ground myself in the gym by doing 45 minutes to an hour of cardio, and then from there going into some light weight lifting or something of that nature. So that's kind of like my therapy. You have the podcast. Me, I go to the gym man, every morning. Like I don't miss. I don't miss.
Yeah. We're going to go to the audience. Do we have any questions at the moment from the audience? I see a hand raised. Go ahead, sir. All right. Let the church say.
Amen.
I'm sorry, give me 1 second.
All right.
Sir.
All right. Good evening, by the way. My name is Trey. I have a quick question. Who are you looking forward to working with in the future?
I'm looking forward to working with, that is a great question. I'm looking forward to working with everyone who really wants to do this business and be in this business. That's what I'm looking forward to work with. I'm not looking forward to working with people who just want to be famous and
people take it serious.
Yeah, I want people to take it serious
God.
and they really want this. The reason why the Lord has placed me back here doing what I'm doing now is to offer opportunities to everyone. I'm easily accessible. As my man here tell you, if you inbox me and it looks like you're serious, I'm going to respond back to you. I'm not above that. So quick answer to that question. Everyone. That's what I'm looking to work with.
That's serious to work.
Yes.
We have another question. Go ahead. I see another hand.
Do you live like in your everyday life? Do you experience moments in your life where you're like, this is a movie scene, or this feels like a movie scene?
Yeah, I do, and I've been like that since I was a kid. I will say that. Now that's something that goes right back to my childhood, because a lot of the scenes that are created when I am in my writing mode, when I go off on my sabbaticals and shut myself off from the world, I will pull scenes that I've went through that I'll be like, man, I can use that one day. So yeah, I do pull from that. Great question.
My life has been completely the opposite because I think I grew up watching so much TV, so I say I live in sitcom.
Oh,
like,
I
and
got
it's,
you.
like to where damn near everything I say in real life or do, I expect a laugh track to be behind it.
I got you.
And people don't understand that.
Yeah.
Another question.
Yeah.
What?
Hi, my name's Brian.
What's up, Brian?
What's up, man?
Where do you spend your time to learn new skills and grow as a writer and film creator?
I would say I grow through YouTube. YouTube University. And it all starts with understanding actors. Understanding actors, and this goes to anybody out there who wants to be a director one day. If you don't understand acting, you won't clearly be able to write for actors. Because ultimately that's who you're writing for. And for me, as I told you in the beginning of the story, that it was always about that. Yeah.
We're gonna get back to the audience, you know what I'm saying, get the audience a little break.
Okay.
We'll be back. Give us about 10 more minutes. We'll tap back to the audience, get back to these questions because we do have still a line of questions.
All right.
And you kind of touched into it with the gym. But as far as, well, the next question was, how do you stay grounded mentally? When I say that is, of course, in your position, it's easy to live in the sky. And a lot of people know what I mean by that. It's easy to live in the sky, but of course, the Lord always finds a way to bring us back down.
That's right. That's right.
And I say it's vital for us to stay grounded before God has to pull us back for us. Yeah. So what do you do, or how do you stay grounded mentally and not forget where you came from and be that person that can affect and improve other people's lives?
Fantastic. Three things. One is going to be top of the list, my love and my faith for God. That's number one. Number two is going to be the most important person in my entire life, the most important human being in my entire life, Eugenia Rochelle Tunstall.
Hey.
The person we got rings on that's matching, okay? If it's one person on this planet that's gonna make sure that my head don't get beat, she gonna make sure that no matter how many times we do these premieres and I walk out with a championship belt and the fireworks go off and the people are screaming and if we're out to eat and people are saying they want to take a picture with me, she gonna sit down. So she keeps me grounded. And third, I'm going to say is my children. My children, because I know that I have to do this right. I must do this right. Because everything I'm doing is for the legacy of our name and also setting them up for the future. So they won't have to go through everything I went through.
For sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely believe that's the one of the priorities of being a father, especially if you have those stripes and those experiences, definitely relay them to the next generation so they don't have to hit them same bumps that you didn't already hit.
Exactly.
So yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Shout out to my kids too, by the way. Elrico, Mariah, Malachi, and King. Love y'all.
All right, yes sir, yes sir.
This.
What's your overall objective when you make films? You know what I'm saying? What are you trying to accomplish with the audience?
I'm trying to accomplish a connection. A connection that will carry on where my name, my brand, my actors, everything, my full studio will almost be like, as a kid, you were growing up, and say, maybe for an example, you might not watch it, but Simpsons, right? You watched The Simpsons, and then as you got older, it was changing. Transformers, right? Like, I watched Transformers growing up. So now I have a 4-year-old, and my 4-year-old, I'm like, hey, Transformers. So I want the love that the people have for watching my movies, for it to translate for generations where the grandparents will tell the grandkids, and then the grandkids will tell their kids, and everybody will be passed down. My movies will become almost infinite. Timeless, and live on forever. That's what I want to accomplish.
I can dig that.
Yeah.
Like I said, in doing my research about you, I found a lot of things. Can you give some insight on the Top 1% podcast? I want you to plug your things. I want to shout you out.
Thank you, man. We got to have you on. You got to come on Top 1%, man. We'll make that happen.
I'm down.
All right. Top 1% is my best friends in the world, Alex Ennis, Austin Colquitt, a.k.a. Crook, and, of course, my boy G, who G-splains everything. My boys, man, that have helped me also stay grounded as well, and have been by my side through it all. And on Top 1%, we talk about things from relationships to sports to you name it. you name it, man. It's an open platform, and we go on there, man, and we just bounce off each other. It's natural chemistry, man, and I could just say, like, it's one of the best decisions to do that podcast that I ever came with, to say, you know what, I want to do this.
Tell people where they can find it.
Oh, man, they can find it on Podbean, and we're also now newly on YouTube. We're experimenting with Spotify to put it on there. But with life being so busy, it's very hard for us to stay on top of the episodes. But we do try to commit and try to put out something monthly. So,
hey man, take those MP3s, run it through Anchor, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
They go to Spotify and Apple at the same time.
That's it.
I'm telling you,
That's
man,
it. That's
give me
it.
some game, give me some game.
There we go.
Do you plan on bringing back unscripted funny?
You know what?
Man.
You
We
know
need
what?
that.
Wow.
We need that here.
I have had so many interviews over these years. Nobody has ever. That is the first. That is
I
the
do my
first.
research.
Yes.
I do my research.
See, now I love this. I love being interviewed by people who actually do their research.
Yeah.
Unscripted is something that we definitely want to bring back. I was talking to Yabui about it, and he was like, "Yeah, man, you just need to. That'll be something for the actors to do during off season.
Yeah, man.
You know, keep them busy.
Keep their skills sharp.
Yeah, keep their skills sharp, man. It's completely improv.
And go viral.
Yeah, and go viral, man.
It all
But
contributes.
yeah, but I really believe that Unscripted will be seeing a return very, very soon. So be on the lookout for it.
Tell us about Family Vibes.
Yes, Family Vibes. Family Vibes is I've been waiting on this one. I've been waiting on this one. Of course, nobody knew Family Vibes was next because I love it because I'm at the point now where people are like trying to predict what's coming next for me. And there's a project called Nerdy Kid from Scambia.
They think the finish line is next. They
They think that's coming
They think
next,
that's
but
next. That's what I like about you.
yeah. But they had a lot of people saying that Nerdy Kid from Scambia, they was on that, and I had them all looking left. But I knew in my back pocket, I've always wanted to do a sitcom. You brought up Family Matters. You know, and for me, man, growing up as a kid, Family Matters was something that I could watch with my parents, and it always had a lesson to it, and it was pure, clean entertainment. And for us to be able to say we're in a position now where I have the power to produce a product such as Family Vibes and put it out to the world, like. You know, I could continue doing unscripted.
And once again, the proof is in the pudding. Y'all can't just say he's going to make something and it ain't going to go out there.
It's going to go out there. Yeah, I can get it.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
You say stay tuned. Go to tune.
There you go. There's a song with that in it somewhere.
Yeah.
But But ultimately, man, Family Vibes, man, is a story about a young man that is raising his nieces and his nephews. He is torn between the love of two women. One is his secretary, and one is his next door neighbor. And he also has his father who lives with them, who is a grandfather to the kids. And he's trying to balance work, love, raising these kids that are not his own, all in one house. And it's the vibes that come off of it. Family vibes.
I can dig it. I can dig it. Brief break. Audience, you have any questions? I see a hand.
All right.
Yes, sir.
During your career and your journey, when's the last time that you've hit a wall? Because as a creator, sometimes people hit a wall, and that wall sometimes can force people. It can make or break people. So when's the last time you've hit that wall and you were like, I'm going to throw this whole thing away, and how did you overcome that obstacle?
Or run through that.
Or run through it.
Basically, I think he hit it right there before I even say it. I run through it. That's that military part of me that doesn't allow small speed bumps to slow me down because I'm a thinker. So there's no way you can take and trap me in this box and I'm just going to stay there. And the same way with my mind because I have so much. That's why the name becomes Front of Mind of Elrico Tunstall. Because all my ideas and everything, all these voices and everything I have, I'm not crazy, America. But with everything up there, there's no way that I can never hit a wall and not figure out how I can go over it, go under it, or go around it. You know, I even possibly punch through it. So
I like how you just said it's not a wall, it's a speed bump.
There you go.
It's not a wall, it's a speed bump. That's
That's
amazing.
And piggybacking off of that and going back to what you said as far as you being in the military, and not military, but that's a sidebar, but the gym. And so you're a gym head, so you can kind of correlate with my correlation for the gym and life and those particular speed bumps. For one, you have to go to the gym and you have to put on that uncomfortable weight to show any progress. And after a while, once you had so much heavy weight on you, shit gets easier to where people that have thinner skin, they can go through lighter weight and they crumble not to even ask you a question, like I said, I'm just digressing. But
Oh yeah,
it's
you
my
good.
own
You
philosophy,
good.
like
Yeah.
like basically what he was saying, like, and what you were saying, you've like these small things to a giant. Yeah, they try to hinder you, they try to stop you, but that wouldn't kill you because that's light work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been through worse. That's not gonna stop. I've been through worse. What may kill you is probably a scratch to me.
That's it.
But I correlate that to the gym. You know what I'm saying? This amount of weight may be easy for me because I'm used to doing it. But it may be new for you and it may break your back.
Yeah, that's true.
But
That's true.
but yeah,
That's true.
Can you? I'm gonna turn this into a question. Can you give the importance? I may have just answered. Can you give the importance on having that thick skin when you are trying to create something in this world, especially to leave a legacy? With
Yeah, I correlate the thick skin with calluses. With calluses, any weightlifter or anybody who wants to take and not have their skin break anymore once they're lifting, the calluses got to come on their hands, right? And that comes with experience. That comes with lifelong experiences. And once you get those calluses on your body and mentally on your brain, you're able to break through and go over those speed bumps. So I compare it almost like a callus. It's much needed. It's needed. You need your muscles to break down. You need them to feel like crap. And out of in 2 days, you're stronger than you were before. So that's kind of the way I feel it.
That's why I don't let downsides or downfalls really hinder me too much. So I'm like, this is just extra weight that may be needed.
That's it.
So basically, climb walls until you can just break through them.
There you go. Losses are lessons. Losses are lessons, man. When I went on that show Downfall back in 2009, and they dropped me off the side of that building, that was a loss, right? That's supposed to have been a loss because, of course, I didn't win the $1 million. I don't know if you did your research on that.
Oh, so I ain't go back that far.
Yeah. But I was on a game show. Yeah. I was on a game show, and that's actually like the origin story, if you look at it. But they dropped me off the side of a building, and America was watching. I think we had like close to 4 million people tuned in. And I remember next day getting off the train, everybody knew me after that. It was like, that's the guy from Downfall. But anyway, losing that, I didn't lose. I took away from that a lesson. And the lesson was, it taught me that no matter what happens, okay, you can build and grow off of, and whatever happens to you in life. So
and it's on your resume now.
Hey, it's on the resume. It's on the resume.
Like, come on.
Yeah. 4 million people watch me. Yeah.
It's credentials. It's on your resume. The next question. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
One last question.
One last one? Okay.
Sorry.
I already asked it, so
Before I create any more.
Real quick. I already asked it, so
Okay.
where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I see myself in the next 5 years as continuing to be the studio head for a friend of mine of Elrico Tunstall Studios. I also see myself raising up a plethora. I say plethora, it means many directors, writers, producers right here from the Gulf Coast, and empowering them with the ability to create and tell their own stories.
Yes, sir.
My end game to all of this is not for me to be the only guy that sits on the throne and writes and directs and produces everything. I'm already creating other filmmakers. I'm creating other directors, other producers that's in the camp right now. I'm a person that's like, I want to give this knowledge to somebody else. Because if I can make other kings, if I can make other queens and make other people rise up, it makes me even more powerful. So it's not for me to sit on all of this. So in 5 years, I want to see the Gulf Coast become a place, a destination for filmmaking, for writers, directors, producers. I want to see us have our own Universal Studios and have it where it's built in Molino, where people go to it, and we have lots, warehouses where people are shooting films and sitcoms and reality, whatever you want to do, you're shooting it there. Theme parks, all of that.
Family Vibes being shot on lot 6.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Type vibe. I get you.
Yes.
Give me question.
Okay.
Have you or do you look forward to implementing AI in the future of your films? And what are your thoughts on AI being used in the future?
Because this is a big topic. That
Yeah. Great question.
I didn't know if you was going to ask that or not. But
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah, great question, man. I definitely, as far as my films are concerned, AI would never be used. Not from me. And if I find out one of my writers, somebody else is trying to use it, I'm going to tell them, nah, you can go somewhere else with that.
Sure.
I want everything that is created to be organic and real. Machines can take and recreate and come up with different things that they think that we're thinking, but I believe in authenticity. I believe in organically letting something be created and molded and shown to the world. I don't want us to get too far ahead of ourselves by incorporating AI into telling stories. From the first time they ever pulled a camera out and told someone action, that was a real life man or a woman, and somebody behind the camera, real life man or a woman that was filming that. Okay?
You don't have a soul.
Yeah. You're actually capturing something happening in the moment, and that's what true actors give you. So when you take that away and you start putting AIs in there, man, you're destroying that. You're destroying that. So.
And then even on that, as far as AI, what you were just saying, as far as that collaboration, as far as the beginning of time with the evolution of film, is how it came. As far as just a filmmaker or a writer, when you see your ideas and your words come to life, and that's you. You know what I'm saying? The gratification of, you know what I'm saying? That. So it takes it away knowing that's AI.
Yeah, man, that would not be like for me when I'm sitting in a theater and for the first time we're playing and premiering something. I'm sitting there knowing that this is 100% me. It's not plagiarism. It's not somebody that took and corrected my grammar. What you're hearing on that screen is what I actually wrote. And I tell my actors when they get the scripts, like, no, you're not changing these words. Like, you're going to say it in the way that I wrote it. So I'm not going to take and run my scripts through AI correction and all that, because I want the voice that came out of my head that went on that paper to be written to be said in the same manner. Don't change my words, and I don't want AI doing that to me.
Well, you just brought up a new question. You brought up a new question. What you just said there, as far as your script and the actors, because I've seen documentaries and I've done research on a lot of great actors that's not good with scripts, and there's a lot of directors that say, hey, I'm gonna give you the premise and the gist of what's happening, but you go ahead and you freestyle, and we create magic, and they have that particular skill. You create magic, we'll edit it, and we have post and pre, you know. But pretty much, I'm gonna give you the lines and the gist, but you make it funny, or you make it sad, or you pretty much do what you like those Kevin Hart's, or those real established, like say, hey, this is what's going on, but I need you to make this scene funny.
Yeah,
like
Tiffany Haddish's of the world.
Yeah, do you give that? Do you leave that leeway, or do you leave that room for artists with those talents to give their a little bit of improv or freestyle to amp it up more? Or you say, hey, if you do that, not in my film, do how I wrote it.
And that's the thing about me, like when it comes to that, because I just dealt with that on our last film, I will give an actor a choice. Well, I'll be like, okay, let's try it your way, but you're also going to try it my way. And once we try it both ways, from there we'll decide which way is better. Okay, but your way better blow my way away,
for sure.
because I know what I want. So unless you can show me something different, it's gonna change my mind. We doing it my way.
Especially when I was up 4 o'clock last night.
I'm the one that wrote this, and now you want to come in 2 seconds like, I don't feel. Nah, you do what's on the paper, baby.
Give me. May you please give me 3 things you cannot live without.
God, can't live without my family, and I definitely can't live without my faith. Yeah.
Does that tie? Does 1 and 3 kind of tie into each other?
I would say it ties into each other. God more because I see a higher being, and I know that He is the cause and the reason for everything I do. So I know that without a shadow of a doubt. That's just straight enough at this table is here. I know what that is. What my faith is, knowing that I'm going to put out a movie that cost me $75,000, and I'm going to be able to recoup that. That's strictly faith. That ain't got nothing to do with that. That's just faith that, okay. And then, of course, my family. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Any more questions?
What is the last movie that you've seen that made you feel like, damn, that was a real good movie. I need to up my game, or I need to come in here and I'm feeling inspired to write right now. What was the last movie that you saw that wasn't, of course, your own?
Your own. I'm finna say that. You leave it out there. I'm gonna say Southern Village, December 28th. Yeah. But I'm gonna give you a movie, and I'm gonna also give you a TV show. Okay.
Okay.
So the movie, which is probably gonna make you go like, wow, really? Sonic 3, I just saw that with my kids. And for me, like I said, I'm really big on watching the actors. Actors dictate what writers do. And Jim Carrey, what he did for Sonic 3, to be his age, to still have that gene of every scene he is in, he stole it. Yeah, he steals it, man. So seeing that and being in the creative space now, I'm getting ready to do Family Vibes, that inspires me. So I need to watch comedy when I'm getting ready to start doing that, so it makes the juices flow. The second thing, as far as TV show, is 2 TV shows that are tied for me that always helps me in my writing. Number 1 is a show called Entourage. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Entourage, one of the best shows in history. I love Entourage. Like, I've seen it like 8 times. It's like 7 to 8 seasons, right? But I can
watch all 7 or 8 seasons.
Like 8 times.
Wow.
Yeah. Like when I tell you, like, I pull something different every time I watch. I love that show. I love the characters.
I have to give it a shot.
Yes, it's character driven. The second one is going to be Empire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Empire is what influenced Sacred. So when I'm on that sacred mode, I'm going to watch Empire.
Okay.
I'm going to watch Empire.
And you Lucius eyes.
Yeah. You know, Lucius, man, one of the best characters like ever written. I can't say anything else.
Just don't go to the dreads he did that one season.
Oh man, he was the pirate one season.
Oh my God, yeah. Johnny Depp one season. We're gonna close this out. As far as you, of course, promoting once again any upcoming events.
Okay. So December 28th, we will be at the Wind Creek Casino. Doors are open at 6:45. The show will start at 7 o'clock. Tickets are available on Eventbrite. We'll be showing Southern Village, the feature film. We'll be making history at Atmore Wind Creek Casino because we are the first independent film to ever go into a theater at the Wind Creek. And secondly, we'll be having auditions for the new project getting ready to come out, which is Family Vibes. That's going to be open to the public. We'll be soon putting up the size and the character breakdowns. Here as soon as I get through Southern Village on the 28th, I'll be moving into that. So you'll be seeing more of that. So if you have children that want to act, older people, younger people, we have a cast of different types, demographics, you name it. I want to see everybody come out. We did an audition back in, I think it was 2022. I think we had like 1,800 people showed up to it. Ridiculous.
They tried to hit on you.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, they were just like, oh, no. Anyway, if they don't know, I've been doing auditions, and everyone we do, it packs out. People come out because, like I said, now especially, there's proof in the pudding. You see what we're doing. So, Family Vibes, January 18th and December 28th, Atmore Wind Creek Casino. Tickets are on Eventbrite. Get that. And also, too, I'm getting ready to executive produce and first AD. One of my good friends, Taramis Boykins, is doing his first project. We'll be producing called Hidden Intentions. We'll be going into filming for that starting early January. So the slate of films and TV shows coming in 2025 is going to be ridiculous. Please connect with us through www.manageroftheyear.net or follow us on social medias. And just stay connected, man. I'm the easiest man to get a hold of. I'm not too hard to find. You can see me everywhere. So.
Hey, all right.
Yeah.
Places of the time is now. Thank you once again. We have a tradition, newfound tradition, that when we depart from this place, we do so in prayer.
Okay.
So, Trey, man, can you take it away?
Y'all may not see me on the camera, but you already know who it is. It's Trey. I always throw up the peace sign at the end of the videos when we have our shows every single Thursday. So I'm going to go ahead and pray us out, so please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for waking us up this morning. We thank you for bringing us here together, Lord, on a joyous occasion, Lord, not a terrible one. Dear Heavenly Father, we are content creators. We create all different kinds of content, Lord, for people to enjoy. This is the gift that you have given us, Lord.
Yes.
So, Lord, I ask that you please bless us so that we can continue to grow within our gifts and allow our gifts to be able to touch the hearts and minds of everyone that deserves to have their hearts and minds touched by this beautiful gift. And we're hoping that's thousands, millions of people, Lord. So, Lord, we just ask that you please continue to use us. We give you all the praise. We give you all the glory. And we love you, Lord. In Jesus' name, as we depart from here safely, amen.
Amen. Amen.
And we out! Yeah.
We're the ones.
Painless. 1 to 10, folks, what you rate?
Oh, I dig it, man.
Appreciate that. Yes, sir.
Hey, like I said,